So this is a smooth transition, graduated transition. Now the density scale, with the density scale, we're going to use mark making, okay? So you still want, density means we'll use the darker pencil and create lines, but the closer the lines are together, the denser, right? Density means how close things are together, close things are in proximity to each other. Well, these lines are very close together, right? So they're gonna appear darker. So keep layering, because you want to try to achieve this darker value up here. So I'm going to use a crosshatch. So there's a hatch. I'm going to go ahead and cross over it and create a crosshatch. And I'll go ahead and add one more layer of hatching in a different direction. Okay, so this is using mark making, densely placed together. The marks are densely placed together, and so they create a darker value. So for the 8, I'm going to go ahead and switch to my 4B, and I'm going to do the same thing. Because I'm switching to a 4B, the graphite is automatically a little harder, and so it's going to be a little lighter. But I'm still going to do my hatching, okay? And that's too big of a jump. So I need to add another layer. I'll go in a different direction and add another layer. And that's a little bit better. Okay. I'm going to add one more layer, but I'm not going to press very hard. Okay. So this is quite a bit darker than this, right? You can keep adding layers to this just to darken it up a little bit without blending, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and keep using the 4B for the 7 and go with the same hatch in one direction. But instead of the 4B, I'm going to use the B to hatch in the other direction. Okay. And maybe I'll do a few lines this way. Instead of dense, it's a little bit less dense, right? So then I'm going to use the B to go into the 6. And use the same hatch, but maybe a little bit lighter pressure. I'm going to cross hatch it, so maybe it's a little lighter pressure and a little further apart, just a tiny bit further apart, right? So the same thing with the 5. I'm still using the B pencil. I'm going to cross hatch. I'm going to hatch it. Maybe I'm going to do a little bit further apart. That's too big of a jump, right? So cross hatch a little bit further apart. And then maybe I'm going to switch to the H and do a 3rd cross hatch on top. And so for this 4, I'm going to use the H pencil and I'm going to cross hatch. But because, again, the H pencil is lighter, it's a harder lead, so it's going to give me a thinner line. I'll do the cross hatch. This is too big of a jump. So I'm going to do another layer. Okay. It's still quite a big of a jump. So let me just put a few more, one more layer in there. And then I'll go back and maybe put a few on here just to transition it. Okay, that's still quite a bit of a jump. But what happened was I used the B over here and the H here. So I'm going to just put like a few lines of B here. Okay, and now I'm going to continue on to the third one, still using the H pencil. So I'm going to put one direction with the H pencil, and maybe I'm going to switch to the 4H. So I'm still using the H pencil. Now I'm going to switch to the 4H and just add a layer. Maybe add a little, go back and add a little bit of adjustments to darken in these a little bit. Okay, so now I'm working with the 4H, and the 4H is just automatically lighter because it's darker. It's a harder lead. Okay, so it's automatically lighter because it's a harder lead. And it has a thinner line. And then I'm going to switch to my 6H on the last square. And again, the 6H is harder still, so it's got a lighter line. Okay, so those are my 3 value scales. Let's see what they look like from a little bit further away.